I look like Casper the Ghost. So I didn't feel like getting my camera out. One, the battery's dead and I don't really feel like taking it out and charging it. Two, you know, I feel like it would be better to sit here and look at myself and think I actually don't look bad on camera. You know, right now is not the best time for me. Today's video is not about that. I just felt like sitting down with you guys and recording something that felt a little bit more real than me, you know, sitting in front of my bed and just filming whatever or doing an art video. I'm so sick and tired of art, making art. I'm literally, everything has been squeezed out of me, creative wise, everything. I really need to learn that I need to do whatever I wanted to do. I try that and nobody is liking that, which I guess I don't need other people's opinions on what I do, but you know, for me, I like to have some other people's confirmation or verification of what I do. But you know, rough times in Masonville, I guess. What a happier time to go ahead and talk about 17 things I learned by 17. Now, I turned 17 back in November. I just forgot my birthday. Lovely. I turned 17 back in November 2nd, 2000. And I was going to do this then, but you know, I took however long off YouTube, because whatever. And I was like, I really need to do this video for myself in the future so I can look back and see like my perspective on things. Do you guys remember the me at 16 video or something like that I had made last year? Well, I recently looked back on that and I was like, oh my goodness gracious, Mason. I remember recording on an old dingy camera for that video that I was like, I'm gonna write a script and I'm just gonna record this voiceover with this old dingy camera and overlay it on the video. And I was really proud of that video at the time. I remember being proud of it. So maybe I can look back on this and be like, Mason, you actually sat down and were real with people and actually having a talk with somebody more mature than the average 17-year-old. I would guess. People don't call me the average guy, 17-year-old. If I had a penny or maybe a dime for every time someone has said that to me, I would be rolling in dough and I would not be sitting here. Let me just tell you that. Yeah, maybe this will help me in the future. I don't even know. 17 things I learned by the age of 17. Just a heads up, these are things that I've learned but not necessarily haven't applied in real life yet. Anyway, yeah, the knowledge is there. It's just sometimes it doesn't come out right and doesn't get applied correctly, I guess. So the first one is to think my own thoughts and be original. Recently, I came upon a time where I was like, maybe I can think a different way than other people, and it was really eye-opening because I've always been taught a certain way. I've always been told a certain way to do whatever, and I've always been told to go this certain path. People saw that I was good with art, and so I've been told my whole entire life, continue with art. And whatever I've thought I wanted to do, it's just I've always thought that I wanted to do art because I've always been told to do art. Does that make sense? I've always been told to do stuff, and I've always went with it. Until here recently, I don't know what just clicked in my brain, but I was like, maybe I don't think that way. Or maybe I can have my own thought that like switch to gear. And now I've been thinking everything on my own, and it's been incredible thinking my own thoughts. Let me just say, yes, I'm speaking to the microphone. Leads me into the next one. The second thing I learned, no matter what obstacle you face, always push through it and you always come out of it. I need to face my obstacles in life and just hurtle over them and not worry and sit on them so much and trip over my hurdles. Number 3 is one I haven't applied to myself, but it's one I've learned and thought like, okay, Mason, you probably need to start applying this to yourself more. So number 3 is it's okay to have flaws and it's okay to worry about them. Just like I said. So it's okay wait, I did not say that. I said not to worry about it so much. Mason, you're contradicting yourself. Why? I'm a worry wart, let me tell you. I think it's okay to worry about stuff because the more you worry about stuff, the more you'll think about it, and the more you think about it, it can either be a good thing or a bad thing. And usually, if I think about, like, if someone said something to me at school and I thought, okay, maybe it is a considerate thing for this person to say that because it gets you thinking, and maybe you can make positive changes based on that. But, you know, it can always go the negative route, which I tend not to like thinking that way. But number 4 is one I've learned really sophomore and junior year. Some drama I came out of sophomore year really made me appreciate who I hung around. The 4th one I learned is my friends are the reason I'm alive because we depend on each other so much. I don't think I would be in the same mental health state that I am because it's very bad to keep everything locked up in this little chamber of yours. It's very dangerous because us as humans, everything we make and everything we produce is dangerous, and that includes our thoughts, and it's good to let them release. If I'm making no sense at all, you know, just go along with it. I'll go ahead and move on to the 5th one. This is going to be a long video. The 5th one is cherish every little moment like it's its last. You know, it kind of self-explanatory, but I just like to cherish each moment that I've been given. I just like to take it and keep it. My memory is not that good, so I don't know how I do that, but I do it. Number 6 is something I've been very considerate of, and actually I think I've applied this one. Going through phases are good, and it's a sign of growing up. Puberty's a phase. I'm so embarrassing. Wow. Going through phases, like my phase, whenever I was going, I had like a hoodie phase, which I'm wearing a hoodie. How convenient. I don't wear this 24/7 like I did back then, but I was so self-conscious myself at the age of 13, 14. I would wear a Nike black hoodie all the time because I was so self-conscious of how everything down here looked, and it was a bad time. I was getting bullied in 6th grade. It made me want to snuggle up and like never come out of my hoodie. What do you call those things? It's like a heavy blanket for comfort and anxiety. It was like one of those for me. I was smaller at the time, so it was like a 2XL, and I was like a medium to large, so it was super huge on me, and it was like a comfort blanket, and I would wear it to school every day. It was bad. Phases are good, and it's a sign of growing up, because you will get out of that phase, I believe. So, number 7. This one I've also been applying. Everyone doesn't dislike me. And I used to think this all through school. Well, actually 6th grade through 9th grade, or more like 10th grade. But I used to think everybody hated me. It's a very cliched thing to think, but I thought everyone did. I realized how real I sound, and it's kind of scaring me. If they didn't talk to me, or if I didn't talk to them, I don't know why. I really thought the whole thing that if they didn't approach you, then they didn't want to be, they didn't want to have anything to do with you if they didn't approach you first. And I soon learned that really you need to approach sometimes first, because that same person might be in the same position as you are. Really, you have to step out of your boundaries sometimes and just go for a move, you know, a move, not like a girl, no, I meant like a friendship move. I thought everybody hated my guts, and now I don't think so. But 8 is don't be afraid of what you want. This kind of goes back to the first one, is like, oh, I started thinking my own thoughts and started stepping away from what I've been culturally taught. I've been expanded to new ideas and stuff. but I'm not afraid of what I want to do. I'm not afraid. Well, I'm a little afraid to tell people about what I want to do because, you know, that might have like a negative impact on what their image of me is. And I'm like, I don't need that. Number 9 is don't let others get in the way of being me. I don't think I really applied this one in my high school career, because if someone does say something that they don't like about me, I really, like I said, I worry about it, and then I change something about me to fit in. There's a boundary I need to level out to where if it exceeds the limit of me, of what I want to be, then I just need to accept the fact that they don't like that about me. Oh gosh, number 10, here we go. Relationships suck before adulthood. I don't recommend them because you should be focusing on yourself rather than someone else during this growth period of time. I guess this is like some teenager advice type of stuff, but I really do think you should be focusing on yourself and finding what you want to do, thinking your own thoughts, expanding your mind. Wow, I sound like a psychic. Expand your mind. I think you should be focusing on yourself rather than someone else in a relationship. I definitely learned that with a couple of relationships I've had in high school. It's during this growth period, it should be about me. I don't want to sound selfish, but you know, I'm growing, and like this is for the rest of my entire life. So I should grow as a person. Number 11, it is okay to have a journal/diary and write in it whatever you want. I used to have this stigma around me constantly in elementary/middle school that, oh, it's so freaking girly to have a journal or diary. The journal diary thing is kind of gender wise, like diaries for a girl, journals for a boy. No. Same thing, just different term, not gender assigned. I used to think that journal and diary was both for a girl, and that needs to stop, because writing your thoughts out will like allow you to think more on what you wrote out, and then it allows better and bigger thoughts. You should be able to write whatever you want and not have any stigma around it. Okay, number 12. I kind of got sassy with this one. So number 12 is, it's okay if someone doesn't like me. It's their right to not like me, and it's their loss if they don't like me. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward if I do say so myself. Number 13, I've kind of said this before, I don't care what others think, but this mainly applies to like school and presentations at school. I used to have really big, I still kind of do, you never get really rid of anxiety, but I would get panic attacks right before presentations and stuff. But I always thought I wasn't good enough for the school I was in, and just the entirety of, you know, the cliche whole, oh, nobody likes me thing. But now I really, this has gotten a whole lot better with me in presentations, because I can actually go up and do them, because I really don't care about what the other people are thinking. This is what I've gotten myself into, is like the state of mind. This is my grade. I'm doing this because I want a good grade. It shouldn't matter on other people's opinions. I want to get up here and I want to do good without like a shaky voice, because I want a good grade, and this is for me, this is for myself as a person to grow. It's so good for like social interactions, for you to get up in public speak. You may not realize it. I still have a shaky voice whenever I get up there, but like I speak in a strong tone, I speak loud, and I try not to look at the presentation on the board. I try to go off of what I'm saying. But yes, just don't care what others think and do it for yourself if you're presenting. Number 14, hard work may not have an immediate award, but it will eventually have one. This is applying to me right now. This is something I just like thought of that I've kind of learned in the past couple of weeks. So much work and effort has been put into my art, and I made a Patreon. I I'm uploading more on Redbubble, I'm uploading more on Instagram, and then I'm creating more on YouTube. And I'm having all this hard work now, and it just seems like there's not any reward coming from it. And I've got to implement my mind that the more hard work you put into it, the better the reward in the long run. Another thing I want to explain, I'm not here only for the reward. That's another misconception. People are like, oh, you just want the money, or you just want the fame. No, I enjoy making art. I enjoy influencing others. I enjoy like sharing my thoughts with people. It's where I 15 is kind of a little bit more personal, so here we go. No one knows the end of the world. So in quotation marks, I said, I used to be terrified of the end of the world and thought I would never live past 6th grade because the world was supposed to end in 2012. So you know the whole movie 2012 with, I think, Nicolas Cage? Yeah. I thought that movie was real life. And I thought I was actually only had till I turned 12 to live. I remember sitting in my elementary school lunchroom, and I remember counting like how many years I would have. I'm like, I have 6 years. That's good enough. You know, I can do a lot of stuff in that time. I guess that also kind of motivated me to work harder. But then after 2012, I was like, I'm not working that much anymore. It happens when it happens. I can't help it. Number 16 is, you can't help when your body or mind or soul decides to grow up. It is an instinct that approaches when it's in a desperate need. I basically became an adult at the age of 13 due to things that happened to me at the time and before that time. So, to summarize what this is saying, growing up is not an age. It is a responsibility or an action of a need of events. Those events could be where you need to step up and take responsibility, or it could be like that happens at different levels in your lifetime. And for me, stepping up and taking responsibility and kind of being in charge was like really early for me. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a moment in time where you feel grown up and you're like, this is it, I'm grown up now. And that happened for me back then. And then you're like, but you're not that wise, you don't have a lot of knowledge. It doesn't take that much knowledge to be grown up. And some people define grown up as like, oh, you have to do taxes or something like that. No, growing up is the point of where you know what you have to do to make yourself survive and others around you if they're dependent on you. And you know the responsibility you have, and you know what risks to take and what to do to meet all those needs. That is the point of where you are grown up, and that applies to like all the grown up, like technical grown up, legal age stuff. It's not an age. That's what I'm trying to say. And number 17, the very last one, is I've learned to make whatever I want, whenever I want it, and that includes music. Yeah, that's the whole video. I hope you enjoyed kind of a more real video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Nearly a 30-minute long video full of advice and stuff. So, yeah. I upload every Monday. Subscribe if you want to. You know, you don't have to, but you know, I would like it a lot. I'm getting a ukulele. It's coming in Tuesday. So I might do some covers of like some songs and stuff. And I hope you got something from this video. Learned a little bit about me. Learned a little bit about me. Learned a little bit about me. Anyway, upload every Monday or Sunday or Saturday, whatever day this goes up on or whatever I decide. And I hope to see you guys next time.